And we are live. What is going on? And happy Turtle Tuesday, everybody.
Are we live again? Feels like it's been a while.
Well, I was live last week.
That's right. You were here last week.
I was here
not
last
me.
week with because I was debating whether to skip, but then I was like, man, there's like too much stuff like that happened. And again, this week's a lot of stuff. I see that Robert has already joined us in the chat, and I'm briefly reading everything. I just see that he talking about mosquitoes.
California has a big mosquito problem. And I personally emptied out some standing water that I found in the alley behind my place. So
fun stuff.
That was filled with mosquito larvae.
Gosh.
That was really gross.
Oh, that does sound gross. So fun thing about where Anna and I live, just because our house is next to a lake. So our house doesn't have any lake property, but we get the mosquitoes from the lake. So we have all the disadvantages of the lake, but no ownership of the actual lake itself. So that's the fun part. Our mosquitoes is nowhere near as bad as like some of our other neighbors because they literally are like at the lake and everything. But yeah, so this week on our audio podcast, we will be looking at the first Ninja Turtles primetime special, which is the big cufflink caper. I will go through all my memories of like remembering like watching that like at prime time on CBS. And I want to make this note right now because I looked up Turtlepedia, and for some reason Turtle People listed that the second half hour of that special was Tiny Toon Adventures. That is completely wrong. CBS never aired Tiny Toon Adventures. The second half
That's true.
Yeah, the second half was actually a Marvin the Martian special. I can't remember it was for his birthday or not. I know Kids WB did something for his birthday. But they did Marvin the Martian because in the 90s, that's when his popularity was gaining. So they were like, hey, we got rights for Marvin the Martian. Let's do a whole like half hour special of like three of his shorts. So Turtlepedia, they don't have everything correct. Just saying.
What are you talking about? That is a bastion of the community.
I mean,
everything is fact checked there.
Everything's fact checked. That's right. I mean, everything I've seen that is like totally incorrect, I know it's like fact checked. But yeah, that's what's going on with Turtle Recall. What did this week on Ninja Turtle Power Hour you guys did?
Well, I wasn't on it, but they this week our good buddy Cody subbed in for me as they finished season 7.
Nice.
That episode, so the last 3 episodes of season 7. So since I wasn't there, Cody took over my episode, and it actually worked out pretty well because there were only 3 episodes left, and we only had 3 hosts. So
gotcha.
Next week we will be starting season 8.
Hey, you're finally in the red skies.
Yeah, we're finally in the red sky. I watched the first episode last night, and whoo boy, did
Shredder bluff? Because Shredder doesn't bluff.
Shredder does not bluff.
Shredder does not. Oh my, that line right there. I'm like, what are you talking about, Shredder? What are you talking about, Uncle Phil?
I can't. Well, because that's not Uncle Phil anymore.
I know it's not Uncle Phil anymmer, but I know. But
so
it's still
can't wait. I can't wait to get deeper into it.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I can't wait till we get there. We just won't get there for like another year. But we are 6 weeks away from finishing season 4, and like the only thing I told Han is like, oh man, after this, like we don't have year-long seasons anymore because everything else is like just 20. The next season 5 is only 20 episodes, and 2 of them are like an hour special, and then like after that everything else is like below 16. So
okay,
yeah, and and obviously we we're not going DVD order, so we already did the European stuff, so all that it's already done. But that's also why like season 4 took us so long, was because we covered it canonically instead of American air date order.
Yeah, la di da. We get it. We get it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what's going on there. But let's go ahead and get started with this week's news. We got quite a few stuff, like just a few surprises and everything. The first thing I kind of want to briefly talk about, this was found in Target in Hawaii, and I don't. Mike probably knows who what the user is. I just put in like the Facebook group.
So yeah, so this was found in the TMNT Party Wagon group on Facebook and on Twitter. You can follow them there, but all the activity is in the is on Facebook. They're also the Party Wagon podcast. It's Gary, who's just a great guy. I love talking to Gary about a bunch of stuff. He's not the one who found this. It was a user in the group named Jason.
Gotcha.
He was just talking about how he was looking for the new Jada Toys Street Fighter figures, and he's like, I just happened to find the new April and then Bugman and Electro Zapper.
Yeah.
So I passed the pictures along to Paternia on Twitter, and that's how this whole thing got started.
Right. So yeah. So basically now we know, because we knew Bugman was coming. Now we know who Bugman is paired with, which is Electro Zapper. So if you've never seen the first episode of Bugman, that's actually the enemy he fights from the comics, who actually ends up like, he's also real and everything, where Mikey, they team up and everything. If you want to know all about it, we just recently did that episode, and we go in good detail.
What's funny is so we're going into the con season, and so NECA, I guess, has a new PR firm that does their like promos with influencers, and so a lot of figures have been sent out to people with YouTube channels and stuff like that.
Not us, for some reason.
I haven't heard back from the guy after I emailed him, months ago.
Right.
Other than like, hey, you're on the list. I don't care. It's not that I'm just making a joke. But Anthony's Customs got the first look at the Lawson figures last week.
Right.
And Anthony has I like some of his reviews. I like his like Marvel Legends. Like he tends to know what he's talking about. He didn't know much about the NECA Turtles figures. He goes in depth, but it's like he didn't. It felt like he didn't know how to explain them very well.
Right.
I
agree with you there.
Anyway, along with his review of those, some other like test shots of these figures had started going out to people, and so they've been popping up on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
But now, like, officially, like, these are hitting stores.
Yeah.
These were found in Hawaii, like we said, and then like battle damage shredders found in like Meijer stores in like Michigan.
Yeah.
So like the distribution currently is really weird.
Yeah, the distribution is like very weird. I mean, I can tell you, like, summertime's like usually when like new action figures start hitting. Like if you pre-ordered a bunch of stuff from like Hasbro, you're gonna be seeing that a lot of your stuff is coming now, just because like this is like when some of the stuff like gets like distributed and shipped out. So I'm not surprised that we're seeing these new action figures come out from NECA. I'm mainly surprised that like some of these are coming out with like no like without like any like anything from like any of the NECA socials to be like, oh hey, this is what's coming out. Like because like Electro Zapper was definitely a surprise. I mean, I talked about it last week how much the Foot Soldier was a surprise, but then like the one we can pre-order was the Foot Elite. Like, and it was just like, that was like weird to me. I was like, okay, we know about the other stuff, we've seen the other packages and everything for the Mirage Turtles, but that's but it's like,
and now we have the new packs that were at Best Buy.
yes. We're gonna get into that. But
Yeah.
also, what's also been popping up, what also popped up and found in Hawaii, was the new April O'Neil, the new Ultimate April O'Neil, the redesign. And I know there's there's some controversy with that. Mike and I, we kind of like before we went live, we kind of were like saying our opinions. A lot of people don't like the neck, which is understandable. I can understand that. I'm okay with the neck. My problem is the pop collar. I'm gonna be honest. Like, whenever we see April, I don't know. I can think of like 2 or 3 episodes where she pops her collar and ready to report on the news, but like that's it. Like most of the time, it's flat because that's easier for animators to do. They don't like do it that often, and like I really feel like they really just took like one of these season 1 episodes and just went with that design. And I can tell you like this, a lot of people, they reference like season 1 for like their end all designs, even though like season 1 is only 5 episodes long.
Well, I mean, because those episodes are like, those are the Toei episodes, so they're very much like, I mean, that's how a lot of people were introduced to it, were those 5 episodes. And so it's like it's like those are the iconic designs. And
right.
so I was looking, we were discussing the April in the Party Wagon group, and I showed everybody the model sheet, and it's like it does match, but it doesn't. But that what you can get away with in animation isn't necessarily what you should get away with in a 3D figure.
Yeah. So I mean, me personally, I'm probably gonna get this April, definitely, but I kind of want to swap the heads, like I would with the other one, and see how see how it looks. Something Anna mentions. She says, "Why April eyes are covered?" And honey, that is because you and I, we both know April's captured a lot. We like. I want Anna. I want you to try to name me an episode where April's not captured.
You can't do it. You can't do it. There's so many.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have your own captured April figure that you can create here, because it's got the blindfold head. It's got the like giant clamp that goes around her.
Right. The giant clamp. Yeah. She comes with all of her previous accessories and then plus some new ones. And like, if you want a picture of Agatha Marbles, like she is completely over there as well.
Everyone should want a picture of Aunt Aggie. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm just wondering when NECA is going to make an Aunt Aggie action figure, because like
not before they make a Hokum hair figure. So
oh no, Hokum hair is like down in the bottom, like like NECA will like make sure that all of like TMNT 3 is done before they even think about Hokum hair.
Well, speaking of TMNT 3, this is literally just happening right now, but the Toy Anxiety podcast, who did the reveal of the Toy Anxiety guys who did the reveal of the NECA Turtles for San Diego Comic-Con, the Turtles 3 figures, they just posted a video with the box, the VHS box that they're coming in.
Oh, nice.
So definitely check that out after you check out the news here.
Yeah. After you listen to us, because I'm definitely gonna check out that box after.
It looks really good. It looks really good from what I saw.
We saw obviously we're gonna cover that box next week. But yeah. So that's exciting. And I'm really happy it's a VHS box, because now I can finish that trilogy set I have.
Well, I'm annoyed because I wound up not getting the Secret of the Ooze one. Like, my friend who ordered it didn't come through.
Oh man.
And so now I only have the first one.
Oh no.
But like I don't have like I have the turtles out. Like I bought it so I can play with turtles. Like so I don't really care about the box that much other than like it's really cool. So I'll probably get this one because it'll be like the most like complete version.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like I mean, me personally, like because like right now it's like displayed. I have it like displayed like on a not even on a shelf, just on because it's so big. I just have it displayed like there, but like it does look like it's like, oh hey, look, it's the oversized VHS tapes. So the next thing I do want to talk about, which Mike was kind of like jumped the gun on, and that is we now are getting Best Buy exclusives. Like so, we've had Walmart exclusives, we had Target exclusives, and like for the longest, like it started with GameStop exclusives and everything. So now they're reaching out to Best Buy, which like I want to say like I don't know like pandemic times, like when they started doing like they really started ramping up the collectible like section
they've always had it. Like I've been buying collectibles from Best Buy for years.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like Best Buy and GameStop are actually some of the best places to buy action figures.
Yeah,
because they go on clearance.
Right,
so
right.
Often.
They go on clearance so often. Because like I GameStop especially after GameStop like acquired like ThinkGeek, and also when the pop Funko Pops like kind of went up. That's like the GameStop was saying, oh hey, we're making a profit by selling Funko Pop figures, and so that's what kind of started their thing. But I remember even in college, I bought Evangelion figures at GameStop. Like it was yeah. So, but yes, GameStop, they have they're getting exclusive figures. Their exclusive figures are based off the comic, which I found it weird because the comic ones were always like free game, where like they weren't limited to a store. But
so with these specifically, right now it says only at Best Buy. NECA hasn't 100% said that these are only going to be at Best Buy. Like Target like has exclusively the Toon line, and Walmart has the movie line, because we're looking at a Mirage figure and we're looking at a Ronin figure.
Right.
Right.
So the Mirage figure,
those are two different lines here. And it's really weird because like Mikey as the Wanderer is a very deep cut issue.
Yes.
It's issue 17 of Mirage.
Right.
It's got nothing to do with the last Ronin, even though like a lot of people already think it does.
Yes. Because I saw a lot of people assumed that this was last Ronin. I was like, no, it's not last Ronin. This is like 100% Mirage. It's going to be like I can't remember if they revealed the box art or not, but it's going to be that Kevin Eastman box art that we've seen.
And so what's really weird is that NECA's been really good about letting everybody know that hey, the Mirage line is not going to be exclusive anywhere, which it hasn't been exclusive anywhere other than like exclusives or variants,
right?
Or not exclusive. Sorry, like this is the first exclusive since the Mirage line launched,
right,
like officially. So this is kind of like a weird. I don't want to say it's like a weird outlier, but it's like it's something to keep an eye on, because like, is this NECA changing course? Is this NECA?
That's
are they considering this a variant figure? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of curious too. So yeah, we have Mikey the Wanderer from Mirage, and then we also have on the screen right now we have the Sinja Patrol Bot that's from Last Ronin. So
which are basically the SWAT bots,
right,
of Last Ronin, if you're a Sonic fan.
That's right. I'm not. I never heard like.
You don't know SWAT bot?
No. I last Sonic game I played was I think like 3 on the Genesis.
Oh no, SWAT bots are from the Saturday morning cartoon.
Oh man, I haven't watched that since the 90s. I try to watch it again.
That's what I'm saying. That's what a SWAT bot is.
Yeah.
Cody is saying that they did show the box art. for these.
For these, okay, so they did show the box art for, okay, because I looked at the Best Buy thing, and I didn't see anything with it. But they just had the picture of the figures. So not only that, and then this is like where it kind of gets weird. So we also have the Shredder clones, which are different colors, and these colors are based off the IDW the recolored issues.
So they're based off of the Color Classics reprints.
Thank you.
And like specifically the interior art, where it's kind of done in this like moody,
right? It's like more
style.
Shadowy, yeah.
Yeah, like these are meant to be like shadows,
right? Right. I mean, and
these are technically the official colors that these should be as of now. These are the colors that these characters are supposed to be, because those are the official like color guides, or are those books.
Right.
I know, and so like the original colors, those ones are, those
were based off the cover.
Right.
Yeah.
So those were based off of the original cover, which again, like those were the colors.
Right.
So I guess these are technically like the cover colored ones are the variants technically.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a little weird.
Yeah, that's true. Very weird. But I will say this first. For people who missed Claw Shredder from Loot Crate, this is a good way for you guys to get a Claw Shredder again. And then also like if you want a nice display piece of the three together, I think this is actually a really cool way to get that. I will say the weird part about this was when it first was listed on Best Buy, it did not have the Best Buy exclusive, or I should say only at Best Buy logo on the listing. But today,
that was the thing. Like I'd heard it did that morning. I didn't see it when I pre-ordered,
but now
I did
does.
see it. I know. I saw it later.
Yeah.
But I was doing it on my phone. I don't know if like it was just because I was on my phone, or like
no, I was on the computer. So because these these showed up like the day after I did my solo news last week. And yeah, so like I checked on it, and then I was like, oh, okay, Mikey and Foot Robot are the Best Buy exclusives, and then like this 3-pack is gonna, and because I checked and it didn't have it. I was like, okay, these are because for me I was like, well, these are the perfect ones to be the Best Buy exclusives, because they're literally repaints of like previously figures. And that's what I found odd. And then like when I went to go get the picture, they put the Best Buy only a Best Buy logo on there. So I mean, like we'll find out like for sure. I mean, because at the same time, this might be a timed exclusive, kind of like what happened with Fugitoid, because I know Target. I remember with Fugitoid, Target labeled it as only a Target like on their website, and then like during that whole holothon thing, but then like NECA, we knew that Fugitoid was coming to comic book shops, because Trevor said before it came on the holothon, it was like, oh yeah, you should be able to pre-order Fugitoid at your local comic book shop.
Yeah, because NECA and so these are sculpted by Paul Harding. Who's done a ton of figures. Like Paul Harding is an incredible guy. They both said pre-order at Best Buy. Pre-order only at Best Buy.
Gotcha.
It's a very distinctive thing to say.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, we don't know.
Yeah.
So Jason and I are making some I wouldn't say educated guesses, because we don't know, but it's like kind of based on what we've seen with this.
Right.
I'm hoping that these are just first to market at Best Buy.
And that's
because Best Buy doesn't ship internationally. So it's like we have a lot of people who want these figures, but international, they live in other countries, so
Right.
they don't
Especially
have
Canada. Canada doesn't have Best Buy. They have EB Games instead. If
yeah,
I'm yeah.
and so like they don't have an option to get this, and so that does suck,
Right. Yeah.
So it'll be really interesting to see like where this goes.
Yeah. I'm curious where this goes, and like it is like for me, because this is like the comic stuff. The comic stuff was like never like a uh like because like the toon stuff and the movie stuff, those are exclusives because Playmates doesn't want competition, and so but the comic stuff, like they know that's not a big market that people will go over so much. So that's why they've been kind of like lax on that one. So and especially like Mikey the Wanderer. Like I mean, I really can't imagine like everyone like standing in line and be like, oh no, I need that Mikey the Wanderer line, like the figure.
Well, I mean, people in this fandom are, they're pretty fickle. Like,
Yeah.
you'll see a Ninja Turtle and say they
Right.
want it, so they'll want it. Like, they'll want it based on that alone.
Right. They'll want it, but they weren't asking for it. That's what I'm trying to get at.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
well, I don't think nobody expected it.
No.
The
No one
Mirage
expected.
line is the new Mirage line is so like new that nobody really knows what NECA has planned.
Right.
Like we don't know how deep they're gonna go on stuff.
Right.
So this is our first real indication of like, oh, they're ready to do some deep cuts if they're doing the Wanderer.
Right, exactly. And the only thing I can think of, like maybe the only reason I can think of is maybe they're making these are exclusive is because they might feel that the demand is not there enough to drive it to be, oh, let's put it everywhere, and like to kind of basically just to limit the quantities. And
well, I mean, it could be that because, but also like because it is such a very specific deep cut issue. That like they probably are like, oh well, people probably won't know what it's from, so we'll put those like kind of niche figures there. But then, like the main stuff, like the new Lawson Turtles, those will be available, everywhere.
Yeah, those are going to be available everywhere. I'm expecting the Lawson Turtles to be available on NECA's like website. Like I can see them do that, and then also it's going to be also available like in the other. But I can see an open pre-order system for the Lawson Turtles because those are in high demand. I actually had like several people message me because they saw the eBay listings and they'd be like, "Oh hey, well, like, where can I get these?"
With like all the stuff that NECA like does on their website, like they may have some limited quantities, but like that's the thing is like NECA doesn't really keep figures on hand to sell on their website. So like if they did a Lawson Turtles run, on the NECA store, like that would be a pre-order for a run, that you'll get next year.
Right.
That won't be a, limited quantities available.
No. It would be an open pre-order. And that's the only reason I'm thinking they're going to do that with that one is because they want to do an open pre-order, so for people who want it to be able to get it without the fear of like, oh, it's going to sell out. And that's the only reason I'm thinking that the Lawson Turtles are going to be also on the NECA website as well. Like it's just for that system for like because it's Turtles. They know that they can sell it as a 4-pack because there's no risk of like, oh no, who is someone going to really spend $150 for 4 action figures at once? Yes, it's Ninja Turtles. Everyone wants all 4. So that's why I'm thinking like that one I could see it. I'm not saying only at NECA's site. I'm just saying like I can see an open pre-order system for it, and like basically like, oh okay, like so kind of like what they did with the Frankenstein April, like Frankenstein Brides April. That figure's not hard to find, but they did do an open pre-order system for that after the limited quantity one as well. So for the Judith Hoga's signature. And yes, Cody. AliExpress is probably where a lot some of these people are probably getting these figures. I personally have not. Like usually when usually people like post everywhere. It's like, oh hey, I got these at AliExpress and everything. I just have not seen these show up at AliExpress, but I wouldn't be surprised when
They've all been there.
they've all
Like for
been
the
there.
last couple
Okay,
days. Yeah,
okay,
they've all
okay.
been there the last couple days.
Okay, not surprised. Honestly, not surprised. I personally I don't like check there often, but so those are our Best Buy exclusives. But we do have some Target exclusives. But this is for Funko Pop. But we might. I know Mike and I were both not big Funko Pop fans, but we might forgive this one because there's two Funko Pop exclusives coming to Target, and the first one we're going to go over is the Mutant Mayhem Rider series of it's Leonardo in the turtle van. So this one in particular, I'm kind of excited about this one because I'm still kicking myself for not getting the Mikey pop figure in the turtle van. From the Funko Pop because I don't care for this, but I've always liked the design of the of that that big Funko Pop head sticking out of the van. Yeah. You have any thoughts on this, Mike?
I mean, it's cool for the people that like and collect pops. It's not for me.
Gotcha.
I mean, I agree. Like, I do like the pop, popping out of the van up top.
Yeah.
It's a cute look. It's just I don't have any of the pop. The only like Turtles pops I have are the first Bebop
ones.
Rocksteady in April.
Oh, gotcha.
And then Metalhead I had because I just love a robot turtle. So
my sister-in-law got me Metalhead actually in California.
those are the only ones that I have. And even then, none of them are on display. So
gotcha. So I can tell you this. I mean, I have all the turtle pops. I either got them from as gifts or I got them from various subscription boxes. And I'd be like, oh, here's a turtle pop. Especially for the longest time we were doing the TMNT box. And they were sending that to us to review and that kind of stuff. I think that we ended up getting all of them or something like that. But a few of them that we did get because I had to get on a Krang. So we have the supersized Krang because she loves the pop figures and Krang's her favorite character. So I had to make sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So our other Funko Pop from Target exclusive is the Jumbo Mutant Mayhem Leonardo. At first, when I saw this, Anna's the one that actually showed me these exclusives because personally I I would never like to be like, oh Funko Pop exclusive. I don't keep up with that kind of stuff, but she does. But when she first showed me this, I just thought it was a regular Leonardo, and I thought it was weird. I was like, why is this Leonardo exclusive to Target? Then when I clicked on the listing, it actually mentions it's the jumbo one. So it's that really oversized one that basically you get it and you have nowhere to put it because it doesn't fit into your shelf. But yeah, for Funko Pop fans, especially for hype for the new movie, I think this is actually pretty good. Me personally, I'm not planning to get this Leonardo. Anna might change my mind. But the one I do want is the actual van. And if you guys are curious, you can pre-order this big one, but the van has been sold out. So obviously, I'm not the only one who favors the van over the jumbo one.
All right, so what do we got next?
All right, so Mike's like, get out of this. All right, so next, this is something that really excites me just because this is my childhood. we are getting a Mutant Mayhem popsicle. With the gumball eyes and everything. I
Gotta
don't
have those gumball
Gotta have
eyes.
those gumballs, yeah. I don't know if this is going to be sold like as a pack in the store, if it's going to be sold individually. Like I know in gas stations, like you can buy like the single popsicles and everything. But I'm actually
Well, I
really,
mean, do you guys not have ice cream trucks out there?
man, no. No, we don't.
No.
No, like okay,
Oh
okay, okay,
man.
okay. Like in the city. Okay, so I'll say this: in the city of Atlanta, yes, there. Like the last time I went to DragonCon, there was an ice cream truck, just right outside the convention, and I actually got a Ninja Turtle, popsicle.
Mm.
But like, as for coming, to our neighborhood, no. Like,
Oh,
I
I
mean,
got one. I got one that every night. Probably gonna pull up any minute now.
no, like,
Uh, Always stops outside my window. Sometimes you can hear it in our audio.
oh wow. Uh,
Uh, but
no,
yeah, I mean, so I think the like this looks exactly like the old turtles popsicles that
yes,
you always get. Which this is notable though because this is the first time that it's I think this is the first time that it's not RAF.
yes. This is the first time back in the day, back in like Turtle Mania day, you could get the other three because they used to like the ice cream trucks. You can have they would give you a random one. The original one was Raph, but like when like the hype was like really good, they actually had like the other three characters.
Mm.
It just like depended on like the truck and everything because I've seen Michelangelo before, so at least I know Michelangelo exists. I can't like memory,
Okay.
like I can't tell you if like Leo or Donnie existed back then. But yes, this is and I'm gonna say this. So, okay. Sorry, the my OBS said that it was disconnected. So I'm gonna say this one I'm excited about. So a few years ago for Rise, at the grocery store you could get these popsicles, and it was the same flavor, this tropical punch flavor. It just didn't have the gumball eyes, and that was like one of my favorite flavors because
Mm.
the original ones just had that ice cream taste, that like just that creamy milk like taste that you get from ice cream. But this was more of like a sherbet kind of taste kind of thing, and I loved it. And
Mm.
this one, I mean, it says tropical punch, so I think it's the same flavor as those Rise popsicles. Because I can tell you this right now: when my Walmart put them on clearance, I bought the entire stock. Like I made sure I got all those popsicles, and like because I was hoping that they would replace it with some other Nickelodeon like franchise or like, but they
Mm.
never did. So that's what I am excited for. And Yeah, and as Mike was saying, it is Leonardo, not Raphael. I just, and I'm curious if it's just because of since Raphael has like the full bandana.
Well,
But
because they're probably changing it up because the Rise RAF one was that had the full bandana, so this would
yeah,
look exactly like that one. It would just
yeah,
look like the same exact product. So
right,
I get the change here.
yeah.
Um, so oh, I mean it's been a couple decades since I've had a Turtles popsicle,
Uh,
so I don't know.
yeah.
I
So
don't know if I need to have another one.
look, first you need to have another one. And second, like if it tastes like the Rise Raphael, then I mean my personal favorite, that was like one of my personal favorite
Mm.
popsicles was that Rise Raphael. I liked it better than the original Ninja Turtle popsicle. Uh, the only difference between this one and the Rise Raph is that the Rise Raph didn't have the gumball eyes. So, we'll like I'll just see if the gumball eyes make a different in the taste or not. Uh,
There you
so,
go.
what Anna says, Anna does not like the fruity taste. I can tell you this right now. Anna likes her ice cream, chocolate and creamy. Like she does not. She never liked that sorbet taste. I personally I like sorbet.
I was say rainbow sherbet's my favorite
Yeah.
flavor. So
Robert has mentioned that he got Mutant Mayhem cereal, and yes, I personally have not seen the cereal at my stores, but I have a buddy in a city that's not that far away from me who did find it, took a picture for me, and I got like excited about it. So yes, and what's awesome is that this cereal looks better than the 2012 cereal, because the 2012 cereal was just like the grain cereal, like like I don't know, like think Fruit Loops, but no whole, like, yeah. But this one is like that whole like marshmallow cereal, which I know my son's gonna love, because my son loves marshmallow cereals, and Anna also loves marshmallow cereals. I just know when I finally find the box of like the Ninja Turtle cereal, I know my son is gonna like just pick out all the marshmallows from my bowl, because that's what he does. He like
I mean, I love Lucky Charms, so I get it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like whenever I get like those Halloween cereals, like Count Chocula and that kind of stuff, when I pour it in my bowl, and then I pour the milk, my son just goes in there, he just pulls out all the marshmallow pieces, and then I'm just left with those crunchy grain pieces, like the old Captain Crunch kind of thing. So the last thing I want to talk about is, so this came out a week ago. And Mike and I, we didn't get a chance to talk about it last week. The Mutant Mayhem trailer came out. Basically, we're just gonna go with our reactions. The first thing I gotta ask you, Mike, because I know you saw the international trailer, because I did not see it. Was this the same as the international trailer, or were there differences?
For the most part,
okay.
This trailer had more scenes in it. Or just kind of like additional context for what was shown.
Gotcha.
So this was definitely the better one. I think it was like a full like 30 seconds longer too.
Okay.
So
okay, yeah, because like I mean, if you guys listened to me last week, I said that because I didn't see the international trailer, and I just said like there's probably gonna be just a few differences between them, and this is because of marketing.
I was gonna say you did mention that. I did listen to that when I was listening last week. You did say that the domestic trailer would probably have some more stuff in it.
Right, exactly. So I can tell you this, because if you listened to me last week, I had no plans to see it online, because I got to see Spider-Verse like actually on Wednesday night. So I knew that this trailer was gonna be with that movie. So that's how I experienced this trailer, was in the theater, how it was meant to be, how it was meant to be like viewed, and it was glorious. I mean, it was the first trailer that was played too.
Nice.
Yeah. So like, what's cool about like advanced screenings of movies is like they don't play many trailers. They just kind of like, because like they go straight into the movie. I guess because like technically you don't pay for it. Because obviously I didn't pay for it was a screening of it. So they just had this and something else, two other movies. It was some Sony animated movies. I'm already like forgetting what it was. The Gran Turismo movie. That's right, because and then they went straight to the movies. But yeah, it just opened with this trailer, and I was amazed. I just wish the theater I was in was not that amazed. I'm just like, I wouldn't like, they were too excited for Spider-Man that they just kind of brushed it off, and they didn't realize that was a trailer that was like premiered over there. So it was cool to experience it in the movie theater. I really enjoyed that. And I was kind of hoping this was going to be one of those sneaky trailers where you couldn't tell what it was at first, but as soon as it opened up, it was like, oh, it's Ninja Turtles. Like, there was no hiding it or anything like that.
It's pretty obvious when it's that trailer.
Yeah. It was very obvious when it was that trailer. I will say things I like about this trailer a lot. There wasn't much. into it, like, because I always get worried about those trailers where they just show you everything about the movie and that you don't there's no surprises. This one, like, I think they told enough that, like, hey, this is a Ninja Turtle movie. They have to fight bad guys, and it looks like Superfly is basically the mutant leader and, like, the main villain. And that's all we know about Superfly. Uh, I was very surprised that we didn't hear a single line from Bebop, because this is Seth Rogen. I was expecting, like, him to at least crack, like, end of trailer joke or something like that. But that's like, to me, that was the most surprising thing, was that I don't even think Roxanne and Bebop were in the trailer, were they? Like, they weren't featured.
No, I mean, no, they were. We saw. So a lot of the big part of this trailer was what was shown at CinemaCon a few weeks ago.
Gotcha.
With that scene of Superfly meeting the turtles, and the turtles just being like, "Oh, there's other mutants."
Yeah.
I mean, all of that was in this trailer.
Okay.
But then we did, and then so we did get to see also too, like, for the first time we saw Mondo Gecko. We heard him speak. We saw Genghis. We saw Man Ray. We saw Bebop and Rocksteady.
Okay.
All of those mutants were there.
Okay.
And then also too, like, you can see Baxter behind all, like, the test tubes, which there's a part in there later where you see, like, a bunch of baby mutants, and you see, like, a baby Bebop and Rocksteady. So that implies that, like, they were ever human, that they were always the mutants.
Gotcha.
Which is an interesting change. So, like, that'll be interesting to see, like, how, or like what that does for Bebop and Rocksteady. But you can see, like, Baxter behind those test tubes, kind of thing. So
gotcha.
We don't know what he looks like, but we know he's there.
Yeah.
And then Cody, we were talking about this last week. There's a giant mutant monster at the end of the trailer, and that kind of looks like he is might be some kind of super scientist person. We don't know.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah.
But overall, like, this was a much better trailer than the original one.
Yeah. This was a much better one from the teaser trailer. I mean, well, the teaser trailer was just there just to be like,
yeah,
hey.
it was a teaser. Yeah, so this was our actual full trailer.
Yeah, this is our,
we heard Jackie Chan as
Splinter. We opened it with Jackie Chan with Splinter. I thought that was, like, pretty cool. I will say, Jackie Chan does sound too Chinese to me, like, because, like, every time I associate Splinter, I associate Japanese, and I am kind of like,
well, you're not the only one. Splinter is typically Japanese, so
I know. So, like, I mean,
it is a bit of a shame that typically, like, they have been doing good portraying Splinter as, like, granted, he's still an Asian actor playing an Asian character.
He's still an Asian actor.
It does suck that it is not a Japanese man,
right?
But I mean, like, Rise Splinter is one of my favorites, and Eric Bauza isn't Japanese as far as I know. So
no,
I get it. Like, and Jackie Chan is a name, but also too, like, we don't know anything about this Splinter.
Right.
We don't know if he is Hamato Yoshi, which then he would have to be a Japanese man.
Right. But at the same time, this movie could, like, change his origins. Maybe this this Hamato Yoshi was born in Japan but raised in China. I mean, like something
that seems needlessly complicated. But
I know it seems needlessly complicated.
Yeah, but also too. But what I'm saying is that, like, it might not even be Hamato Yoshi anyway. It could be like the Michael Bay movies where there was no Hamato Yoshi.
Right. No,
and so this Splinter could be a Chinese.
He could be a Chinese descent or something like that. No,
which is weird that they would be ninjas then, but it's whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
we're looking for logic in a Ninja Turtle.
I mean, don't look for logic. But I will say, like, because I love Jackie Chan. I mean, I don't want anyone to get me wrong. I love, like, Jackie Chan. His, like, what he has, like, one lot of my favorite movies. I loved his cartoon show and everything. And like, I was excited for him to be in the movie. It's just that like when I started hearing his voice, I was like, oh, that's. I mean, and it like because I was hearing the Chinese accent, and like that's was like kind of throwing me off with Splinter. That is like my only complaint about Jackie Chan as Splinter is that it is a very strong Chinese accent, and it's just like it's something I have to just wrap my head around like when I like watch it just because of that. But I'm pretty sure like once I see the full movie, like I can like get over that pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, and also like depending on how much he is actually in the movie, we don't know. So it's, I mean, there's a lot going on here. As far as this trailer is concerned, this was a fun trailer. I'm excited to see it. The general reaction to people that just like to have fun in movies, they seem to think that this is cool. You have the usual naysayers who say this doesn't look good.
Right.
And,
yeah.
Like that's fine. If you don't want to see it, don't see it. But this honestly doesn't look bad.
No, it looks really cool. And I mean, I love the animation art style. And I mean, I did watch this movie, the trailer right before I saw Spider-Verse. So like, I literally saw like this kind of animation trailer in front of a movie that was animated just like this. So like, and like, maybe like my bias is a little skewed just because I'm just saying this right now. Spider-Verse is amazing, and like everyone should go see it multiple times. Like, but I mean, like, so maybe my bias might be just a little skewed because of the movie I watched it with, plus the actual, plus like my love for Ninja Turtles. But I like the animation style is like pretty cool. I like that like the lines doesn't match up. It like it really feels like a lot of sketch art and everything, which I really like. I mean, and it has like a really unique style to it, where as opposed to like our last animated Ninja Turtle movie, which like Amaji made a amazing movie. I mean, I love the 2007 movie, but I mean, at the end of the day, when you look at like the human characters, they look like they came from the Incredibles. So, like, I mean, it's like I like that this one is unique enough, obviously inspired by Spider-Verse and like the other movies like that came that from inspiration from that, like Puss in Boots and that kind of stuff. But like at least it has this unique flavor into it.
Yeah, like this definitely looks unique, and that's really what I'm going for. Like Spider-Verse like really did a good thing, and like really showed that animation studios can do really cool stuff with 3D, and so that's this. I'm glad that this is taking the right notes from that, and it's not copying Spider-Verse's homework. Like this doesn't look like Spider-Verse, it moves like Spider-Verse, but like this, seeing that up on the big screen, like you can really see the difference between this and what they tried with the first Spider-Verse movie, because Across the Spider-Verse, they tried a lot of new things, and those were all amazing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this Turtles movie is going to be on that same level. I highly doubt it's going to be on that same level.
I don't think it's going to be up there. I like,
but this will still be fun, and that's real and fun to watch, which is what I want. And
yes,
so
that's exactly what I want. I will say the only big thing I'm so curious about right now is kind of like box office numbers, only because I'm still kind of worried about the date. I mean, just because they moved it to Wednesday, and but it's like when a lot of kids start school, because like I can tell you like like so I saw Spider-Verse in theaters like 3 times this weekend. And like every time I watched it, it was just in packed theaters.
Right.
Like just like, and I don't, and I'm not. I don't see this happening with Ninja Turtles. Unfortunately, I mean, Spider Verse was an anomaly. I mean, like, that was like that's a totally different thing to compare it to. But like, it's just that at the same time, I know the Spider Verse had those numbers also because it's also the summertime. Everyone just literally came out of school, so.
I mean, August 2nd, people are still out of school. I think. I mean,
not in my not in my state.
Spider-Man has, a larger cultural cache than the Turtles do.
Yeah, they do.
And so
it does.
It's hard to compare the two. Like moving it up to August 2nd is a good sign.
It's a good sign. No, 100%. I'm not saying that's not a bad sign. I'm just saying, I just like. I'm just wondering, like, because moving to August 2nd, I don't think it's going to hurt. It gives them a bigger 5-day window. You just lose some. You only lose you will lose the weekend numbers because if when you don't open on Friday, like when people look at the weekend, they don't count Wednesday and Thursday for those box office numbers. But your total will become a lot greater. It's just that here in Georgia, kids are starting school June or July 31st is when kids are going back to school here in Georgia. That's that's the first day of school for a lot of counties in my area. So
what's going to be really interesting to see with this is because also just announced yesterday they are going to be doing a new Ninja Turtle show based set in this universe. So this movie is going to be kicking off that next era, which I think we all kind of assumed that was going to happen. So when people were sending me the I think Cinelinx had this story. And I was just kind of like, oh yeah, I was like, didn't we already know that? And so I looked through, it was never officially announced that there was going to be, but it had always said this movie was going to kick off the next era of Ninja Turtles.
Because we know.
So I think we all just kind of assumed a TV show was going to be a natural part of that, which now we officially have confirmation that there is going to be that show.
Yeah, because we also know that the movies are also, because this one was also going to kick off the direct to streaming movies for Paramount Plus as well.
Right. And so we don't know. And so there's nothing known about the show just yet. There's no. As far as we know, we don't even know if it's going to be on Nick or Paramount Plus.
Right.
It's cool that that's coming though.
Yeah,
I'm always down for more Ninja Turtle stuff.
It'll
just be really interesting. It'll just be really interesting to see if the technology has progressed enough that it's cheap enough to do on a weekly budget. Because the last CG animated Turtle show was 2012, and that show is famously cheap.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Very cheap looking. It's still a great show, but it's very cheaply animated, and I would hate to see the latest Turtle show look like that.
Yeah, because I'm already having just nightmare memories between the Jimmy Neutron movie to the Jimmy Neutron show. And you have to also remember that Jimmy Neutron also came out in 2000. So the movie looked okay for 2000, but then we got to the show and it was it's unbearable to look at now. And so I'm hoping we don't get that much of a downgrade. We'll definitely see how the show goes. Parts of me, I'm kind of curious if maybe the show won't go with that stylized look and just kind of go more CG. We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out eventually. There's nobody knows just yet, so it'll. Yeah.
We'll
see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see, and you never know. Maybe the show actually might become be traditionally animated. And just not not look like the movie and just have like the movie look like its own thing. But that's pretty much everything that we have for this week. I want to thank everyone who joined us this week. Thank you, Cody. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Anna. We always love it when you guys give us you guys' feedback. Anna says that she's hoping that the animation for the new movie it has its own creativity and not try to copy Spider-Man. I agree with you.
Yeah.
And like, you know, that's, I mean, to be honest, that's always like my biggest fear for anything is that they trying to like chase that new trend. And like, you know, I mean, and that's what like made Spider-Man like, you know, Spider-Man was because instead of like trying to chase the trend, they created their own thing. And now like everyone's trying to chase them for that. And I mean, that's what I liked about the new movie was like they're like, okay, we're gonna start reinventing stuff. And like I like the fact that they tried to like they didn't try to just redo the same things that they've done before. And it and then Robert also says the second Spider-Man movie he was stopping Lizardman in the skyrise building. Then in the 2014 he was stopping Shredder in another skyrise building. Actually, the first Spider-Man movie was the first Amazing Spider-Man movie was when Peter Parker was doing the chasing the lizard, and it was the same plot as the 2014 Ninja Turtles movie. Like I remember when that movie came out, and like a lot of people just were going off about like, hey, isn't this the plot to Spider-Man? Oh, that's something I remember correctly, fondly. But yeah, thank you for everyone joining. Be sure to check out Thursday for the full audio podcast where we will be looking at the Cufflink Caper. Is there anything else you want to add here, Mike?
We will be doing season 8 next week, so
fun stuff. Yeah,
can't wait to check that out.
Yeah, next week we'll be doing Leonardo versus Tempestra. So if you have any memories about that, yeah, be sure to let us know. I'm trying to get back to being active on Twitter. Just things are like hard. Like when I just have like children around at this, and like when work has been like demanding a lot of my time too. So, all right, guys. Till next time. See ya.
See ya.